Hey guys, I'm John Campea of AMC Movie News.
And I'm Dave Bautista playing Drax in Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy.
And we just wanted to let you know that his new movie opens in AMC theaters everywhere on August 1st. You can get your tickets now by going to www.amctheaters.com for your theater showtime and, of course, your movie ticket information.
Go check it out. Guardians of the Galaxy, you're going to love it.
Movie Talk for movie fans. I'm your host, Ashley Mova, and this is the daily show where we give you all of the latest news from the world of movies, plus a little bit of insight into what it all means. Leading off the show today is AMC Movie News senior editor, Amy Rose Eisenbach.
Hey guys, welcome back to Movie Talk. Look what I found. I found my voice. Yeah. Really happy about it. Obviously, all coming back from Comic-Con. It destroyed us per usual a little bit, but back feeling fresh and really happy to be here.
Woo woo! Also here, one half of Schmoes Know, Christian Harloff.
I'm trying to do my best Chris Lee impression. I miss you, Chris Lee. What's up, guys?
Also here, the other half of Schmoes Know, Mark Ellis.
Yeah, I didn't have any vocal trouble this whole weekend at Comic-Con, but Amy Rose did cut my arm off at the Star Wars Rebels party, so if you can see that picture.
I see it grew back nicely.
It grew back. I can regenerate. I'm a lizard.
Also here, editor-in-chief for Collider.com, Steve Weintraub.
Nice to be... I feel like I'm looking at the camera. Nice to be back. Thank you for having me again.
Well, the new trailer for the Christopher Nolan film Interstellar has hit the web after debuting at Comic-Con last week. Interstellar chronicles the adventures of a group of explorers who make use of a newly discovered wormhole to surpass the limitations on human space travel and conquer the vast distances involved in an interstellar voyage. Interstellar opens in AMC theaters on November 7th. Amy Rose, what did you think of the new Interstellar trailer?
My mind is blown yet again. This trailer is absolutely beautiful. And I mean, Christopher Nolan is a visionary. I love him, but beyond that, his films make you feel something. And that's exactly what this trailer did for me as well. And some of the lines in there, I mean, rage against the dying of the light. Love is the only thing that transcends time and space. I mean, man, this film is gonna be deep, and he just has the ability to get the best performances out of his actors. And Matthew McConaughey, if you were not on board last year, I mean, this should really seal the deal for you. So I just thought, what, Ellis? What?
I mean, look, it's very poetic. For a trailer, it didn't really do anything for me because it was so sappy and heavy-handed. And yes, I think the movie's going to be spectacular. I can't wait for the last 30 minutes of this movie. I just hope it's not too drippy leading up to all that. I know there's going to be a lot of emotion. We got to look for a new place to live, and I'm worried about my kids and how they're going to, and then I got to worry about everybody else on Earth too. I get the movie, and I didn't know that this trailer did anything more for me than I'd already seen from the previous one. So it's a cool trailer, but I didn't think it was necessary.
Well, I thought it was gorgeous. What did you think?
I loved it. I thought the trailer was awesome. And what I love about what Nolan does is that, and he did this with Inception. You see a nice trailer here. You get the fact that we're still in the reconnaissance. That's great. We feel
sure
that.
are.
I still don't know what the movie's about all the way through, and I don't want to. I have enough of it that I know that the emotion's attached. I know that I want to see it. I feel the Nolanisms all over this thing, and a powerful actor like McConaughey with the score, the way they set everything up, that there's going to be a mission, there's going to be a deep meaning behind it, like every other Nolan movie. I felt it. I don't need to see more, and I don't think we'll see more because that's not what Nolan does when he cuts trailers. I'm totally on board. Great trailer.
Frosty?
I am not a fan of Christopher Nolan. I think he's a very overrated director. I am not a fan of The Prestige or Memento or these other movies he's made. Or if I was being serious, obviously, obviously the guy's great. And I mean, the new trailer, I think the new trailer is fantastic. But I do know that he's trying to keep this film under wraps. So this is one of those difficult positions that they have to advertise the movie and they have to give away what the film is about a little bit. But he's clearly trying to keep everything close to the vest. And it's going to be interesting because for us, we all know that we're going to go. We're all looking forward to seeing the movie. But the average person who goes to the movies like twice a year, they have to be sort of shown more. And I think as the film gets closer to its fall release date, you know, October, November, they're going to release something that unfortunately is going to give away a lot more information.
Well, but they didn't do that for Inception.
Yeah.
Because Inception was the same thing. Because I agree with you, that's normally the mindset, but he doesn't do that. And he didn't, and he refused to do it with Warner Brothers for Inception. People went and still saw it. Great. I mean, and I think DiCaprio, at the time, huge, big star. McConaughey right now, coming off of the movies and True Detective, everything he's done, there's a buzz. Nolan's one of those guys where he's like the star as well, so I think that he does get people in there. I agree normally that's the case. I think he doesn't have to show that much and won't in the next
I think the trailer for Inception was a lot more action-packed, though. This has scenes where you can see astronauts and they're looking at something, but the rest of the trailer, I felt like I had seen it with the previous one. I get that there's a strong family dynamic that maybe isn't perfect, that he wants to rectify before he goes off on this other mission. I think the movie's going to be awesome. I just think this trailer in particular, I felt like I was watching the previous trailer. I couldn't differentiate.
I don't know if the film is going to be crazy action-packed. I mean, I think it's going to be filled with a lot of intense themes about life and where our planet is going if we don't take care of it. And I just think Nolan is, he has something to say with his art. And I completely agree. He is in control. It's not like we're going to see things leaked because, I mean, as you said, he is kind of a star in his own universe. And when, a lot of studios try to interfere with the vision of a director, not with Nolan. I mean, there's always people part of the production. It's not just one man in charge of it. But in his case, I mean, this is playing out the way he wants, and he wants us to know just enough to keep us interested. But I still don't really know fully what the movie is about, and I love that about that. So go ahead, Ellis.
I don't want my
he has a
astronaut
rebuttal
having
again.
kids. If you're going to go save Earth, I don't want you thinking about your 2 little babies in Texas somewhere. I want you having no family ties whatsoever. I'd be a great astronaut. I could save humanity.
He's single, ladies. He's single. All right, next question.
It's being reported that Academy Award-winning actor Jamie Foxx is signed on for the lead in an upcoming biopic of Mike Tyson. The film is being co-produced by Terrence Winter, who just won an Oscar for his screenplay for Wolf of Wall Street. As you may remember, Foxx won his Academy Award for his portrayal of Ray Charles. Christian, is it a good fit for Foxx to play Tyson?
It's ludicrous. I think it's incredible, and I stopped doubting Jamie Foxx because I used to always like, why did they cast Jamie Foxx in this? And every time I watch him, with the minus the electro was not his fault, but watching him do Mike Tyson will be fun. The question is, where are they going to pick up in his life story? Because Jamie Foxx is probably closer to age than the real Mike Tyson than when Mike Tyson was at his height, and that's when Mike Tyson was 19 years old, when he's knocking people out to be the youngest heavyweight champion in history. So, but if there's a guy that has that electric force behind him the same way that Tyson had, Jamie Foxx can capture that, and Jamie Foxx will bring everything that he possibly can to the Tyson character. Tyson's life is fascinating. He's one of the most fascinating, not just athletes, personalities that we've ever seen. So, yeah, and Terrence Winter writing, come on.
Yeah, I'm fully on board with this as well. Jamie Foxx, I mean, he can do comedy. I mean, Horrible Bosses, he stole that movie. Ray, he was phenomenal and obviously won him an Oscar. And regardless of, the theatrics surrounding him, because a lot of people don't like him as a human, the man is talented. And I do believe he can do this justice. Terrence Winter, sign me up. He is so incredible. Everything he does, I mean, I'm in awe. So this definitely has all the elements, and I love a good biopic. I mean, we're seeing more and more, and hopefully, you're right, his life is so interesting. I hope they show all elements of it as well, and not just why we know him the most,
I'd like to see it after it all went down, after he stopped fighting. I think that'd be more interesting, to be honest.
I'm looking forward to the actual boxing scenes too. I mean, that's the hardest part, I think, to pull off for Jamie Foxx, he's been one of my favorite performers since his movie show Men on Film in Living Color. I love what Jamie Foxx is able to do from an acting standpoint. How much weight can he possibly put on? Like, when you see Tyson go in the ring, even like when he was at his peak, when he was just knocking dudes out in the first round, how are you going to make that look believable? I don't know how he can possibly do that, but if there's one dude on the planet that could, it's Jamie Foxx. And Terrence Winter, I'm totally on board with. He may have written this just so he could break his own record for the most F-bombs in one movie from Wolf of Wall Street, so he may just be trying to top himself.
I think you can do it.
I think that I read something, and I could be wrong about this, that they were going to use some CGI in the movie
to
help with the situation. I'm in full agreement with you guys. Obviously, Jamie Foxx can do anything. The thing that excites me most about Terrence Winter and Mike Tyson is Mike Tyson's a pretty honest guy, and we were just discussing before the show started that I'm not a fan of the way Hollywood sort of paints all these biopics with vanilla ice cream.
Yeah,
Tyson has done some nasty stuff.
Yeah. Sure has.
And I think Terrence Winter and Tyson will agree to let that be shown. So this actually could be a biopic that interests me more so than some of the other crap that Hollywood puts out, because As it is, I'm just not a fan of the biopic made by Hollywood.
And even Wolf of Wall Street, where Terrence Winter used some liberties with those characters because we didn't know them as well as we know Mike Tyson. Everybody knows Mike Tyson to some standpoint. We know his story, not only the boxing, but what he went through in his personal life. So I think you can't sugarcoat it. I don't think Tyson would want it to be sugarcoated.
And how do you not put the biting of the ear in that movie? I mean, everyone's going to be
You
like,
have
when's
to.
the ear bite? When is it? At what time? The time code? What's the time code?
Will Robin Givens play the role of Robin Givens in this film?
Maybe not. Cavadallis?
Oh dear. All right, guys, we have now reached the buy or sell portion of the show. Here's how this works. The lovely Ashley Mova will read off a couple other items going on in the world of movie news, and my wonderful panelists of gents and I will simply say if we buy or sell. What's the first one for today?
The on-again, off-again drama behind Quentin Tarantino's 8th film, The Hateful Eight, seems to be fully on again and moving full steam ahead. Yesterday, the Weinstein Company released a teaser poster for the film, which is aiming for a 2015 release date. Frosty, buy or sell this teaser poster for The Hateful Eight?
Buy or sell? That's a good question. I'm going to say I buy that this is true because maybe I know people who have told me things as of yesterday that this movie is going.
That's insider trading, and that's illegal.
It is inside trading. Ready? Here we go. The movie's happening. It's 100%. I lock it down. Done. So I bought it.
Do you like the poster? You buy the poster too?
Yeah, although I think that poster came out of a magazine that someone scanned, and I don't think anyone's reported that. Like, because I saw the actual thing. I think it's from like an insider, inside movie thing for. Sorry, almost F-bombed there. For inside people, like a variety type magazine, and I think someone scanned it, and that's why you see it the way it is.
Christian?
I buy it. It's in regards to I don't think he was ever not going to do the movie. He just got mad and angry and said, "Ah, you're leaking my script. I'm not doing it." Yes, I am. The actual poster itself, it's classic Tarantino. It's just simple to the point, but you know it's got that flair just from the blood dragging on behind the horses, and we've talked about Nolan, we've talked about Tarantino, two of my favorite directors, and they both deliver, even with little images. That's everything I want to see. I don't want to see any more from a poster. Tarantino doesn't need to give you more except making a Western, and it's going to be badass.
Boom. Ellis?
Yeah, my credit score is 788, and I'll risk the whole thing on this poster. It tells you everything you want to know about the movie, and then you read like a paragraph synopsis, and you're like, that's all I need to know. It's perfect. I love this poster. I cannot wait to see this picture.
Yeah, I also buy the poster. This is exactly what I want from the first reveal. It's just enough. And I mean, going back to the spaghetti Western genre I'm in, and I'm really glad that, I don't think he overreacted because he is a complete method director, and he takes his art very seriously, and he got betrayed. That's the ultimate form, It's painful. But I'm glad he came to his senses and is giving us this because from what I heard about the run-through, what they did in front of the live audience, it was spectacular. So I cannot wait. What's next?
As many of you know, Alex Kurtzman and Chris Morgan have been developing a new shared cinematic universe for the classic Universal monsters, with the first film, The Mummy, being scheduled for an April 22nd, 2016 release date. Several directors have been attached to The Mummy at one point or another, but now it's being reported that Kurtzman will direct the film himself. Kurtzman is also currently attached to the Spider-Man spin-off movie Venom. Mark, buy or sell Alex Kurtzman directing The Mummy?
Yeah, why not? I'll buy it because I love that we're relaunching the classic Universal movie monster roster. And let's face it, the Mummy he's like the Aquaman of that Justice League. It's not the most important thing. It's not the worst thing in the world if this movie isn't great because you still got Dracula and Frankenstein and Wolfman coming around the corner. So yeah, let Kurtzman do it. He did People Like Us, which is totally a different movie, but I really liked it and I like the way he directed it. So yeah, let's give him the Mummy.
Frosty?
This is really an interesting thing. I like People Like Us. He's made a movie. I think that a lot of people, Kurtzman and Orsi have done a lot, and a lot of people have complained about both of them. And I think they're finally, now that they're separating, we're finally going to see what they can do. And I think that I think a lot of their issues stem from the fact that directors or studios have given them mandated notes that they've had to put in. And this is ultimately, if Orsi does Trek and if Kurtzman does Mummy, this is the time that they can basically shut everyone up. You deliver these movies, they're going to be seen in a whole new light, but I also think it's very important for everyone to realize 90% of what we report on and talk about never gets made. So the fact that he's attached to Venom and this means one of these is probably going to fall to the wayside or it's going to be delayed because each movie takes 2 years. So is this really going to happen? Who knows?
I buy it. I think it's a good move, and I am really excited about this monster universe that Universal is, and it's something fresh. I mean, we're deep in the comic book, film adaptations, and I love it, and it's great. And this is kind of, just a jump start in that. Mummy is probably not the film I would have liked to start with in that universe.
It's a weird first step. You think you want to lead with your strongest foot, but maybe just let the Mummy test the waters. He's the fall guy. He's the pawn. I'm not a chess player, but I think that's what you do, right?
Something like that. But yeah, I do think it's a good move on his behalf, and it will be interesting to see now that the duo is not broken up, but taking a little space to do their own thing, what both of them bring to us. Christian?
I'll be the odd kid in the room. I sell it. I like the universe. I like the shared universe, and I actually agree with all of Frosty's points about how the Kurtzman and Orsi are going to split off. But I think it's unfair every time there's an actor that's overexposed. We call them out on it. But when writers and directors do it, these guys are everywhere. I'm sick of it. It's like, oh, they wrote this, they wrote that, they're directing this, they're directing that. It's like, I don't want to see it. I don't really care if he's directing this too. I know People Like Us was fine, but I want to see someone else do the Mummy movie and with the franchise, because I think the Mummy coming out of the gate doesn't concern me, because we know that we're also getting Skull Island and all those movies as well too. So we'll get characters that we know and love. So it doesn't matter if the movie doesn't work, but I just don't care that Kurtzman's doing it. I might be one of those people that says, he came out of the gate, he was awesome, but my stance right now is I don't care.
But just going back to what you said about Mummy and why they're starting with that, they have a few films that they've made that have made a ton of money around the world. It's the franchise and the name that so many people know, and that's why they're probably starting with it.
The Mummy, yeah.
Yeah, and that's the reason more than Frankenstein or some of these others. And they already have Dracula Untold coming.
Yeah.
So there's, you know what I mean.
That's right, yeah.
There's always a reason, but it might not necessarily be the fans' first pick.
100%.
What's next?
The first trailer for the upcoming SpongeBob movie has hit the web. In the film, SpongeBob SquarePants, the world's favorite sea-dwelling invertebrate, comes ashore to our world for his most superheroic adventure yet. The movie is based on the series created by Steven Hillenburg. The new film is set to hit AMC theaters on February 13, 2015. Amy Rose, buy or sell this trailer for the new SpongeBob movie?
I was honestly prepared to sell this, and I thought it was pretty adorable, and I'm going to buy it. My life's changed a little bit since I have the cutest nephews in the world, and I take them to these films. And I think it's a really cute concept. Antonio Banderas, I mean, great.
I just want to hear you say his name again.
Right?
Well done.
No big deal. But yeah, I think it's a cute premise. Obviously, there was a lot of love for this TV show, and I think it looks pretty charming. Ellis?
This movie looks like what the Smurfs wanted to be, mixing the live action and the animation and those two worlds colliding. And it's hard to put just a finger on exactly what it is that makes this look great and makes Smurfs look awful, but I feel you're going to get a lot of humor for adults that's going to work in this movie. Even when I was watching the trailer and I saw they're animated and then Antonio
Banderas
is in real. Well, and then you see them, burrow, and then they come out the sand. Then it's a mix, and it's like, oh, I don't know if this is gonna work. And for the trailer, it works. So I'm on board.
CGI Smurfs and CGI Garfield are the stuff of what my nightmares are made of. Just gonna throw that there, Christian.
Yeah, I buy it, and I think that, and it was for the same reasons Mark just said in regards to the Smurfs, is that I think what also works is that these are sea creatures. So when you believe that somewhere out there are humans, so it works. Is where with the Smurfs they just kind of threw it in there to throw it in there, and it just didn't. Everything fell out of place. It just didn't feel right when you were watching. They were like, oh, we just want to make a live action with the Smurfs running around. The humor didn't work. SpongeBob is a known property that has a specific type of humor that is very clear and present in this trailer. And they know the property. The Smurfs are just, again, they didn't know what they were working with. Oh, they like it because it's the Smurfs, and throw in some ridiculous Hank Azaria doing pratfalls. This looks like it can be exactly what they want it to be, and I'm excited for it. Buy.
Frosty?
Yeah, I'm buying as well. I especially like the term of collided when you use that.
You're welcome. Yeah.
You got that.
Yeah.
I was like,
plug.
Exactly. No, I totally buy it. It's going to be a huge hit, and I also like that it is. It appears to be that they're going to be, and I could be wrong, but they're going to be like superheroes.
Oh, at one point, yeah.
Like I guess it's like a SpongeBob superhero movie a little bit, and so I'm in on that. They at least know what the most popular genre on the planet is and are playing into that.
It's going to be tough in the theater, though, because you're going to have to separate, like, here's where the kids sit and here's where the stoners sit, and just don't sell your kids anything that might be in your pockets.
All right, guys, before we jump into mailbag, I have a guest that you might recognize.
That SpongeBob trailer sucked. I'm just going to throw that out there. Hey, everybody.
Hi guys.
Hey.
What's going on?
Thanks for being
He
here.
lives.
My name's-
It's the first monster movie.
Yeah, I'm alive. Reports of my demise have been greatly exaggerated. Hey, I wanted to. I'm so used to looking at that camera. I just wanted to explain to you guys a couple things. First, I want to tell you guys there's this movie opening up this weekend in AMC theaters as I struggle to get through this, called Guardians of the Galaxy. And if you are an AMC Stubs member, there is a terrific deal going on for you right now. If you are an AMC Stubs member and you go to see Guardians of the Galaxy this weekend, you will receive one of these 6 collector Guardians of the Galaxy pins. So here they are right now. We're going to start with, there's one for Drax. The next one up here, we got one for Gamora. We got one for Groot. We got one for Rocket. We got one for Star-Lord. And then 1 out of every 100 will be this special kind of Guardians emblem one. That's the most rare one we have. So you're going to get a sealed packet that'll have one of these collector pins inside of it, while supplies last, of course. So make sure you get to see Guardians of the Galaxy. Amy Rose and I are going to go see it again tonight. It's going to be my 4th screening of it because I like it that much. And I just wanted to, pardon me, guys, I just want to let you know why you haven't seen me around and why you probably won't see me around for the next few days. I did get sick at Comic-Con. And while I'm not really sick anymore, doesn't sound like it, when I get sick, I get a cough that makes it really difficult for me to speak, and it usually hangs in there for a few weeks. So I am going to be doing mailbag because I can pause and edit myself and edit all the coughing out. I can't really do that on a live show. But I just want to say thank you for all the emails and tweets you guys have been sending me. These guys have been doing an awesome job in my absence. So without further ado, I will hand the show back off to Amy Rose to pick up mailbag.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, Guardians is amazing. Marvel is unstoppable. And I mean, this was the most touching, heartfelt, action-packed, beautifully shot. I cannot say enough amazing things about this. And I'm so excited for my first Prime experience tonight in AMC. So now we are on to mailbag. We have picked out a couple user-submitted questions. What's the first one picked out for today, Miss Mova?
Joe Jones writes, "Hello, John and AMC crew. Love the show. If TMNT goes well at the box office and fans are very pleased with it, does that mean TMNT 2? I think TMNT is going to be great. I already want TMNT 2. Anyway, what do you think?"
All right, let's back up a little bit. Regardless of the fans, what they think and how they feel, if the movie makes money, they're going to make a sequel. The movie's going to make money. Even if it's a hot mess, and I know some people have seen it here that can't really talk about it yet. I have not. But even if it's a hot mess, and or maybe they will talk about it. But, you know, studios are not here to please the fans. Sometimes they want to do that, yes. But number one is money, money, money. So with that said, I do think even if people don't want to see this movie, they're going to see if it is a pile of mess, and so it has a lot of negative controversy around it. A lot of people are excited about it, so I do think box office numbers are going to be solid. Frosty, you have seen the film.
I know I'm under embargo, so all I'm going to say, is, because I really don't want to piss anyone off, is I don't see how the movie doesn't make serious money.
Yeah.
That's the best I can say without crossing any lines. I think it's safe.
I think that when studios are making movies like this, they're thinking franchise right off
Always.
the bat. Always. That's just the way it works now. It's like, so can this movie do enough with this team to get us to 2, 3, possibly 4? And now with all these cross universes and everything too, that it's never about just one movie. So yes, if it makes money, it will see part 2 and 3 and 4.
Alice? Oh, sorry.
I was going to say, you'd agree with me. It's going to make money.
I just got back from the bathroom. What'd I miss? 5 minutes. Were you guys still rolling? Oh, wow. I think this is an opening weekend situation where the studio is literally going to see what the tickets are on Sunday after it opens, and that's going to be the green light thing. So you might hear there's going to be a sequel by Monday, because all you need to see is that fans are excited about this, and if the reviews are okay, then I think you're definitely getting a sequel to this. And having seen the film, yeah, I don't want to make anybody.
But even if the reviews don't do that well, as long as it makes a box office splash, because there are a ton. Look at Transformers. Transformers 2 or 4, whatever we're at now. That thing did not do well at all. I mean, critically, did not do well at all, and it's the most profitable movie of the summer.
But that's also Transformers 4. I mean,
Sure.
that's already been a proven
But I
franchise.
just
And
mean
Turtles is a
critic-wise.
reboot. I think that because this is not going to do as well as the Transformers will opening weekend, so I think that they probably have a number that they're aiming for. If they hit that number, then go ahead and hit the button.
It is going to be interesting, though, because this weekend is Guardians, and it's going to be a huge hit. And I mean, what's going to be really interesting about Guardians is what people are going to be saying on Twitter and Facebook on Friday night. Because this is one of those movies that everyone's going to walk out raving about.
Oh, yeah.
So the numbers Saturday are going to be even higher, and then people on Saturday are going to be raving. So what I'm curious about is how will the box office of Guardians affect the box office of Turtles when parents are probably going to want to go see, or their kids are going to want to see both. And next weekend, when everyone's been raving about Guardians all week, do they go see Turtles or do they go to see Guardians?
James Brown has never been more sweaty than worrying about the box office because they know they got Guardians this weekend, Turtles next weekend.
And Chadwick Boseman was amazing as James Brown, and I do recommend. There's so many good films out right now. I love how Guardians wasn't even released citywide, and they announced the sequel, which just instills the faith in the people that
It's also through tracking and everything too, and excitement.
And it deserves it.
But also, let's be honest, the sequel announcement makes it so even more people are like, oh, crap. I need to go see this.
Absolutely.
Because the sequel is already announced.
Well, it certainly helps, but it's not just a move because if it doesn't do well, if they know it's not going to do well, they wouldn't announce that just to get, ears and eyes because it could be a bomb financially. It won't be, obviously. It's going to do really well.
They announced a sequel for Mortal Instruments, and that's never been made.
Right.
I think Guardians is the one thing that didn't come back from Comic-Con sick.
Oh, touche.
very true.
Feige and team are kind of in their stride, hitting the stride. All right, guys, before we get to the next mailbag question, we are going to take a couple live Twitter questions. So be nice to Miss Mova. She is the gatekeeper for today. All right, what's the second question for mailbag?
George Haldeman writes, Dear AMC crew, I love all you guys. After watching the new Interstellar trailer and seeing how fabulous the movie looks, I had a thought. Do you think the success of Gravity at this year's Oscars could hurt Interstellar's chance of winning awards next year? I mean, since they are both space sci-fis. Thanks, and bring on the filthy.
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, Christopher Nolan has a built-in audience. Matthew McConaughey, Anne Hathaway, Jessica Chastain. Beyond that, sci-fi genre has a built-in audience. And I mean, what Gravity did for cinema is a very different energy and vibe of what they're trying to go here. The lighting, the sound, everything raised the bar. Like, to anything we've seen. Alfonso Cuarón is absolutely brilliant filmmaker, and that's great, but that was a one-man show for the most part, and it was all about the scientific and everything behind that, while this feels more like an ensemble piece with a lot of depth and different themes and like that, so I don't think it will hurt it at all. If anything, it just instills more, interest. So I think it could actually do the opposite. What do you think, Alex?
I think it's a great question, though, because you do worry about something that came out last year affecting, it's like now are we going to have some sort of sci-fi going into space fatigue? I don't think it's going to happen with Interstellar. I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be very popular, and it's going to be critically accepted very well. And it's such a different story. Most of it looks like it takes place on Earth anyway from that drippy trailer we just got. So I think, look, it's going to be an awesome movie, and I think it probably will see a lot of Academy recognition.
Frosty?
Oh, I was going to say, I think only with Interstellar, I'm just guessing on this, but I'm going to say the first 30 minutes is Earth, and after that we're in space. I could be very wrong. Nolan absolutely will not be hindered by the success of Gravity come awards season. What could hinder Interstellar is if there are 8 other amazing movies that come out later this year that can cause issues. For example, Foxcatcher is everyone's raving about.
Oh, yeah.
Birdman, which people are going to be raving about. There's so many other movies coming later this year that's really what they should be concerned with.
Yeah. Well, the first thing is I want to address the comment section, which I'm sure Gravity wasn't a sci-fi. It was. It just took place in the modern times. It's not an actual story.
It's
it was
fiction. There's a lot of science.
Fiction. Well, there was a big argument on that. So that's why science fiction with the Nolan outer space. I agree that I think a lot of it's going to take place in outer space. We might get like a Apollo 13 type story. Who knows? But that being said, I don't think what I think is going to hurt Nolan more or less is it seems like he gets snubbed from the Oscars a lot, and I think it's because his movies, they're very deep and they have a lot of character to them, but they're grand scale. And even Inception came out in July. It was a summer movie. So I think a lot of times he's looked at as like this big blockbuster action guy too, and it takes away from him getting the accolades that I think he deserves. I hope this one changes that.
Like Frosty alluded to also, though, is that the first horse out of the gate when you're talking about Oscar movies rarely actually wins the Oscar because you get fatigued with whatever movie you're talking about. And Interstellar is the most popular film that is opening in the fall right now. And so everybody's already anticipating that, so they may be a little weary of it by the time it's come out. And then, like you said, you get a movie that maybe people haven't heard of as much that starts to build up steam later in the game.
Yeah.
So
that happened with Fruitvale Station last year. It was like, everyone's Oscar contender, and then it just kind of got lost to the wayside, and it shouldn't have. It was phenomenal, so we will see. All right, we're now moving on to the live Twitter question portion of our show. Ashley, what do you have picked out for today?
Pablo Penguin writes, will there ever be a Family Guy movie?
First of all, Pablo Penguin, you just made me chuckle. Thanks for that. I don't know. I mean, Seth MacFarlane, I personally haven't heard anything on it. I don't know if you guys have, but Seth MacFarlane brought us Ted, which was amazing. Then we just had Million Ways to Die in the West, which wasn't that great. So the height, I mean, a Family Guy is still very much intact, so I could see it eventually happening, but I think that he personally wants to keep working on his own, you know, projects, live action, all that good stuff. So I don't think we're going to see it for a while, but it doesn't mean that we won't. Have you guys heard anything on it?
I think if I'm not mistaken, he said that once the show's over, that they would consider doing the feature and not before. And by the way, I think Seth MacFarlane is great. And I cannot wait for Ted 2. But Million Ways to Die in the West was a disappointment.
Yeah, I didn't like that movie at all, and I love Ted, and I think that we will see one.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's just a matter of time because this is a movie, people love it. It's got a great cult following, and Frosty's absolutely right. As soon as the series ends, I think we'll see it, whenever that is.
That makes sense.
I'm a huge Family Guy fan. It's the only thing I watch on TV that's not live sports, and I don't really care if we ever see a Family Guy movie because as long as I keep getting Family Guy, then I'm fine in whatever format it comes in. If it comes in 30-minute doses, if it comes in more, you know what I'd rather see them do than release a live-action movie is do more spoofs on films, like what they did with Star Wars. It was so brilliant.
Oh, that's
Take
so
another
good.
20th Century Fox property, take like Aliens or Die Hard or something like that, and just give us more of those. I'd rather see that, but any way I can get Family Guy in my life, I'll take it.
I like what you're brewing up there, Ellis. All right, what's next?
Jay Grinsler writes, which Scarlett Johansson character is more badass, Lucy or Black Widow?
Black Widow.
Black Widow. Across the board?
I mean, if you look at the facts, Lucy would beat the crap out of Black Widow by the end of the movie. However, that movie's dumb, and Black Widow's awesome, so I'll take her as Black Widow. However, Lucy wins the fight.
The best thing that I can say about the comparison is that Lucy shows that a strong female protagonist kicking ass can make a lot of money at the box office, and I really do hope that it does lead to a Black Widow movie or another, you know.
Well, I agree with you. I think the longer conversation, though, with that is everybody ready for the female action star, or are they ready because they have accepted what Scarlett Johansson is capable of and know what she can do? Because that could open the doors for a lot of different people. But I think that it was her star power that she beat The Rock.
Yeah.
So.
You're right. I'm biased because I love the Black Widow character, but on paper, Lucy might have.
I mean, if I'm in Vegas and I got to put money on the fight, then you put money on the girl that has 100% of her brain power that turns into a computer.
She has the Hulk, though. Black Widow has Hulk help.
The Hulk can't beat up the internet, Christian.
We don't know that.
But Lucy has Morgan Freeman. Just saying. All right, what's next, Ashley?
Chris Marabella writes, favorite/least favorite Kevin Smith movie?
Favorite is Mallrats.
I love Mallrats.
Least favorite. I'll come back to me on that. I'll think about it.
I'll make it easy. Yeah, Clerks is my favorite. Clerks 2 is my least favorite.
I would definitely go Clerks 2 is my least favorite, even though I still enjoyed it. Mallrats was amazing. I liked, oh my God, I'm drawing a blank on his other films right
Chasing
now.
Amy.
Chasing Amy was good. I pretty much like most Kevin Smith films, to be honest.
I can't stress the word love enough on Mallrats. Just love that movie to death. But he has definitely made some bad movies, and Clerks 2, you know.
Jersey Girl's the one for me.
But I can't stress enough how much I love Mallrats.
Do you still eat chocolate-covered pretzels?
The escalator.
Mallrats 2 is one of the Mallrats is one of the funniest movies.
Focus. That's what I mean. So funny. All right, guys. We are going to take one more quick question, and then we have to wrap it up.
Alrighty, Dr. Horrible writes, which movie universe would you like to live in as yourself?
Oh, man.
I'm just going to live with the Guardians of the Galaxy right now because I love that movie so much and it warmed my heart. And Groot, I want him to be my best friend.
As myself? Like, do I have superpowers, or if I'm just Mark Ellis?
As yourself, you're Mark Ellis.
I would go with High Fidelity, and I'd work at the record shop. After Cusack fires Jack Black and the other dude, then I think I'd be like the next in command there, and I can take over for him and teach all the kids today how great Van Halen is.
I'm just going to cheat and go TV and say I'd be a cast member in Saved by the Bell. How about that?
You can call timeouts.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
What I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Commando because I would like to be in a universe where Arnold Schwarzenegger can kick that much ass. And also, I do not want to live in a Marvel movie universe because there's so many people that get killed in these movies.
I would not
Your
be
lifespan
killed, okay?
is very short in these superhero
Just don't
movies.
live in a big city if you live in a Marvel universe.
Commando. Absolutely.
Don't disturb my friend. He's dead tired.
Yes, we made it with his impersonation, the best. All right, guys, we're all out of time for today. Thank you so much for joining us. I would like to thank my wonderful panel sitting to my left, Mr. Mark Ellis. Where can people find you online?
You can subscribe right here on YouTube to Christian and I's channel, Schmoes Know. At Twitter, it's at Schmoes Know. And if you happen to be in upstate New York this weekend, I'll be at the Syracuse Funny Bone Friday and Saturday.
Tickle that funny bone. Sitting to my right, Frosty. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Collider.com and on Twitter as ColliderFrosty.
Perfect. The one and only Christian Harloff. Where can people find you?
Every week here on AMC Movie Talk, of course, and at Christian Harloff at Twitter and Instagram.
The lovely Ashley Mova. Where can people find you?
Twitter and Instagram at Ashley Mova. Have a good one, guys.
And I'm Amy Rose with AMC Movie News. You can find me at Amy Rosie on the various social networks. Go see Guardians, get on up, whatever is your flavor. So many good things out. Like us, share us, you know the deal. We really appreciate the support. Thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow.
Hey everyone, if you liked this video, click that thumbs up button and make sure to subscribe to our AMC Movie News YouTube channel. It's free and helps you stay up to date with all the latest movie news, as well as our daily AMC Movie Talk show. Also, make sure that you follow us on Facebook and Twitter to stay up to date with all of our special promotions, contests, and prize giveaways.